So the next match, Zambia taking on Burkina Faso. Zambia in their green stripes. Burkina Faso in the all red. Kicking us off and immediately knocking it on Burkina Faso side. That is a knock-on. Then punching through, going all the way to score. First try for Zambia. That is Mariana Kasonka. Mariana Kasonka punching through that hole in Burkina Faso's defense and going over to score. And the conversion is successful. You see, they're just identifying that inside defender who was trailing. And then with the pace to burn, Mariana Kasonka goes over for the first try for Zambia. They get to restart, leading this one 7-0. Burkina Faso, first time out of their 40-meter. Then moving it, shifting it well to the farthest side of the pitch, going into the 15-meter channel. And hitting deck and quickly recycling it. A blitz defense there from Zambia just ensures that they have to go back and they lose the ball. Turnover and then splitting the defense and going over for their second try. This is quick fire tries from Zambia. They score that one to stretch their lead. Lushomo Liwena with another try, and she will go and try and convert her own try. A handful of supporters here from Zambia already on the grounds as that conversion is successful. 14 up against Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso yet to get into Zambia's half. They need to work better to retain possession. You see there, just slices through the defenders. That turnover punished. Kickoff dead center of the pitch there by Zambia. And they immediately get their defensive structure into play. Ref playing advantage for a high tackle. A high shot. What will Burkina Faso do with this one? Good strong carry there. Goes into contact and retains possession. Fatoumata Terra. Referee brings it back. No advantage from the high tackle. Oh, that was a setup right there. The defender had already screened her man, and Burkina Faso just their worst enemies right now. Some errors that turn possession back to Zambia. Zambia needing no more invitation. And they will look to punish them for this one. So Zambia with ball in hand, going round and clean pair of heels there. Lushomo Liwena with her second try. And that pushes them up further, 19-0 up. Burkina Faso getting a hiding in this first half. So much pace from Zambia. A lot of pace to burn. Burkina Faso yet to get themselves into a proper defensive setup. That conversion is successful. Another good one. 21-0 up. Looking there, just going outside her man, and then enough pace to get past Lilane Some. Lilane Some not getting any fingernail in that defense. Finally, Burkina Faso getting a taste of Zambia's half. They have been pinned in their own half. A couple of mistakes, making that work to their disadvantage. As looks suspiciously coming from the side, but Burkina Faso retained possession. Then quick off the defense line. Burkina Faso need to recycle themselves faster into play. Very slow ball from that rack. Defense is already set up from Zambia. Pushing them back. Finally, Burkina Faso crack under pressure and knock it on. That has been the story of this first half. Zambia very clinical, very precise in defense, applying defensive pressure and knocking it on from Burkina Faso, turning over possession to Zambia. Seconds remaining in this first half. Zambia comfortably in the lead. Ball is out. Goes to the try scorer looking for a hat trick. She'll get the hat trick. Yes, you bet she will. Pace to burn. Lushomo Liwena with her third try and fourth for Zambia. Comfortably in the lead as we go into just seconds away from halftime. Creating a mismatch from that scrum. Identifying the left side, attacking there and going through the gap there. Zambia showing their mettle early on. Good, successful conversion. 28-0. And in this pool, Zambia putting their hands up very early on. Uganda also in this pool C. Uganda, Zambia, and Burkina Faso. Uganda will have something to say about this pool later on as they will get their match. Good kickoff, electing to go deep and pinning the Burkinabes into their own 22. This time round, they elect to use their boot to get out of the 22. Lushomo showing the ball, attracting defenders, but that pass goes to Deck, and they lose some territory. They have numbers out wide to the left. Taking out, that's 2v1. Conversion is successful there, and Zambia just stretching themselves further as we get into the first half. Big, huge score from this second match, 35-0 at halftime. Burkina Faso in serious trouble as we go and wait for the second half. We are getting ready for the second half. Second half in this second match, it's a Pool C encounter. Burkina Faso taking on Zambia. And Burkina Faso have had a very tough first 7 minutes of this match, trailing heavily here, 35-0. Barely made any impression in attack on the Zambians' defense. It has all been Zambia in the first half. And this one has all the makings of a very big score, unless Burkina Faso can get themselves back into shape. So we get kicking us off is Burkina Faso. Referee signals the start of the second half. They just go center of the pitch. Zambia looking at their options, bringing it to the left, carrying it. Defense is well set up here, but they miss that tackle. However, cross-cover defense into that gap. Puts a man down. And they go to the right. Still in their own 22, cuts back in, opens up the defense. It's a foot race here. Going. Seems like she's gone all the way. Milika Tembo passes it out to the supporting player, Lea Mbukwa. Lea Mbukwa is going over for another try. That is just waiting to score there, waiting to put the ball down. One of those times in the game when it becomes a little bit difficult, unsightly to watch. Burkina Faso have to go there and ensure that they force the player to just put it down. The referee calls it. Conversion is successful there from Lushomo Liwena. Zambia getting themselves further ahead, 42 points. And their attack has been imperious. Burkina Faso just not keen on defense, missing tackles, one-on-one tackles. They have not really been outsmarted in terms of numbers on defense, but those fast tackles missing and allowing the likes of Lea Mbukwa to benefit from those line breaks, as you see her on the screen there with her first try in this match. There's a knock on there from Burkina Faso. Not doing themselves any favors. Laboring to just remain in this match. Putin just waiting for the ball to get out of that scrum, and they have it well, taking it to the right, have numbers out wide. That pass is important and it gets to hand. But good cross-cover defense there, recycling well. Zambia just trying to ensure that they get to retain possession. Good pick and go at the base of that track, looking for gap, then gets tackled down. Juliet Mwamba, and it's a turnover. Burkina Faso turn that ball. The referee penalizes Zambia for going off feet in that contest area. The rack is a critical set piece, but when you arrive to contest, you must remain on your feet and support your body weight. Zambia guilty of not doing that. That should be a turnover. Isolated, went onto the deck. First man in, Jakula, successful one at that. Then goes quickly, tap and go, gains some 15 meters there, valuable as Burkina Faso are reeling here in defense. They are 2v2, so it should be a case of ball to hand, doesn't go to hand, referee plays advantage. Burkina Faso just interfering in that passage. 2 versus 1 here, straightens and goes back in. Veronica Lungo offloads. Another offload, goes onto deck. Joyce Mumba. Good recycle, and Zambia upping the ante here, keeping the ball moving, keeping the pace quite frenetic, but in that moment just isolating herself, and Burkina Faso doing well to turn over that possession. Hands on knees all over on the Burkina Faso side, really feeling the tempo was quite high in the last 1 minute or so, and calling for reinforcements from the bench. As we see players coming in on the Burkina Faso side. Off your screens, Yasmin Koulibaly coming on. And Burkina Faso go for the line out. First line out of the game we are seeing deep into the second half. And Burkina Faso just trying to get themselves organized. Who is the thrower? Seems like they're a bit probably thought that the line out belonged to Zambia, but penalty kick. They took it. The line out not done properly. Ball is turned over, thrown to Zambia, and they scooter over for another try. It's a big score here in this second match. And inquisition there at the back end of your cameras there, as you see them trying. Burkina Faso ladies trying to just ask each other who was doing what, but that line out throw was not accurate. Ball turned over to Zambia, who gleefully go over for another try. As you see there, straight. Into the waiting hands of Alice Firi, and she scores that one. Burkina Faso will want to see if they can get a try, and brushes off the defender there. Line break. First one for Burkina Faso, but not having sufficient pace to go all the Fatimata Terra gets nabbed 10 meters into Zambia's half. They'll want just to put some points on that scoreboard as this match goes to its end. Seconds remaining. That pass again not going to hand. That always does curtail momentum for the attacking team. Referee penalizes Kombe Margaret for going round the rack. A lot of cheers here for Burkina Faso if they can get their first try, but knocking it on. However, the ref was playing advantage for that high tackle, and going to cool her heels, will not get a chance to come back into this one. Alice Firi, the previous try scorer, goes into the sin bin. And Burkina Faso now have an opportunity, 7 against 6, to get themselves onto the scoreboard. 47-0. We are into extra time here. If they can make good use of this one, that they seem to be excess numbers on the pitch. There are 8 of them. Have to get the technical bench to correct this. Extra players on the pitch from the Burkina Faso side. Things still trying to learn the ropes, and the referee looks like he's penalizing them. What a loss for an opportunity. But Zambia not having enough and looking for another try to seal off this match. Milika Tembo hands it over to Prudence Chola. Prudence Chola goes all the way, very pacey player. Right under the upright sticks there, and that is a wrap in this one with a conversion to come. 0 is how this one ends. Burkina Faso not getting themselves onto the scoreboard. And steep learning curve for Burkina Faso. That's a huge score. Zambia, big score here. They'll have to contend with Uganda. Uganda coming on later in that Pool C. As we move on to the next match, and that one will be Ghana taking on Cote d'Ivoire.